Hello! Today is all about Tony. So, from his referral, sounds like Tony's parents, his primary physician, and daycare teacher are all concerned about his language development, his social skills, and his behavioral skills. So, from Tony's case history, we know that Tony is an only child. We know his history, or that he has a history of recurrent middle ear infections. We have an idea of where his language skills are at. We have insight to his social economic background and his temperament as a child. So, beginning with pre-assessment procedures, a case history is always important, and I think we got really good information from Tony's case history. I personally couldn't think of any questions that could potentially give us more information regarding Tony's medical history, his psychology, his socialization, and communication. So, I would like to observe Tony either at daycare or while playing with him personally to assess his speech. I am particularly interested in Tony's social and behavioral skills. We know that recurrent middle ear infection probably had some effect on Tony's speech sound disorders, or his speech sound development, but I would want to further assess to see if there is any comorbidity with a speech sound disorder and a language disorder based on his listening and behavioral skills, or even a speech sound disorder and a emotional psychiatric disorder. And then assessing Tony. We start with a screening, a screening is just a snapshot into Tony's language skills. This helps us know if he qualifies for a full evaluation or not. Since Tony is not school age, I would go with a developmental screening. Developmental screening determines if a further evaluation is needed to identify any disabilities, and then that provides some strategies for remediation. And then from there, we can decide if we're going to do informal or formal assessments. Informal assessments can include getting spontaneous speech samples through playing with toys that get a lot of vocalization out of Tony, or asking Tony, hey Tony, can you tell me how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And really listening to the sounds that he uses, how he uses them, the words that he uses. I think it gives us a lot of context into his language skills and where he's at developmentally. I think a more thorough observation could be an informal assessment as well. And then personally, I would go with a performance assessment. I would have Tony demonstrate what he understands through the performance of a task or an activity. And then this allows me to assess Tony's language skills and his behavioral skills. You can also choose to do a standardized test, which is a more formal test, and that is where you would score Tony through the test, score him, and then you compare his results to normative examples, or normative scores from normal developing children, and then that really gives you a snapshot of where Tony is developmentally as well. So